the sun rises in the Windy City. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents fan out across Chicago to arrest criminals in the U.S. illegally.
Tac 1, Tac 2, Tac 3.
CNN was granted exclusive access to witness some of those raids.
We got 3 targets this morning. You know, some of the neighborhoods a little sketchy, so we got to make sure it's not just the target we're looking after, but other people around us.
They want to come out extra early, like right now, because they want to catch these people before they go to work. That's why it starts so early in the morning.
Ready to check? All right, let's roll, guys.
Yeah, I hope you were watching that carefully. Might even needed to have watched that a little slowly. Same mice, same tactics, same arrest. I'm going to show this clip every chance I get. This was back when Obama was the president, you know. But back then, CNN called it keeping communities safe. Now they call it authoritarianism. That's not evolution. That's permission-based morality. They didn't change their values. They changed who they protect. And when that contradiction starts bothering people, you know, they don't explain it. They shame you for noticing.
Are casting a wide net of deplorable people who hold certain ideological beliefs, people who have Nazi tattoos on their necks, and descending them on American cities. And it's costing local municipalities millions of dollars.
Scott.
Respond to what?
What she just said.
Oh, you're worried about tattoos like the guy that's going to win the Maine Senate primary with the Nazi tattoos?
Here we go. Let's deflect. Like, let's
no, I'm asking.
focus
If you're worried about tattoos,
but
I'm just
let's
asking
talk about what's
Were you
happening
listening
in
to what she
America.
said?
Yeah, I'm not going to respond to ad hominem attacks on 70 million Americans who decided to vote Republican in the November 2024 election. I don't think it's right. You come out here, you call people liars, you call anybody who votes Republican, you say they don't have a moral compass. I mean, I
didn't say anybody who votes Republican. I said the people who voted for Donald Trump.
Okay, that's
Republican.
And he won in November with Republicans who voted for him. So don't back away from your
I'm not backing away. I don't think they have a moral compass.
That's how you feel, but I'm not.
You don't ever have to worry about me backing away from that point.
I don't feel like I have to respond to these attacks. In fact, I think you ought to ask her if she really believes 70 million people lack a moral compass.
I believe people who saw what Trump did and voted for him lack a moral compass.
There are a lot of Americans who actually do look at the way that ICE enforcement has been carried out, what seems to be sometimes the randomness, the capriciousness of it, and it does offend their moral compass. Are those Americans wrong?
They're welcome to their opinion, and I'm sure there are people who don't like the immigration enforcement. A lot of Democrats don't want immigration laws enforced, or they think certain people ought to be allowed to stay in the country. Trump's been pretty clear that he thinks if you're in the country illegally, you should be deported.
So you don't think anybody who, let me ask you, I mean, do you think that there are some people who are here in the country illegally, without status, undocumented, whatever you want to call it, you don't think that any of them deserve to have a chance to be here if they haven't broken any other laws?
Look, I think the American people voted to end the illegal immigration crisis in this country, and that includes mass deportation.
I'm asking you, Scott Jennings, do you think that there are some people in this country who might not have a legal immigration status who deserve to be in this country, who deserve an opportunity to be in this country?
I think if they want to be in this country, they should go back and do it the right way.
Point blank, period. This is the enforcement mechanism. No policy rebuttal, no facts, just insults. 70 million Americans reduced to villains, so no one has to answer them. Scott Jennings didn't yell. He didn't even posture. He simply refused to accept the premise. I don't know how he does it. And that's dangerous because once people start accepting the premise, the conversation ends. And then something else starts.
You're all fucking pretend! Coward chicken shit fucks! You are not a
What does that mean? Brown shirts, brown shirts. Like, what does that mean? Notice what's missing though. No megaphones from them, no speeches, no slogans from ICE, none of that. Just boots moving forward. This is the moment the narrative lose relevance because authority isn't debating anymore. It's advancing, right? This is where the shift happens. And if anyone thought that that was just for show, yep. This is the National Guard convoy rolling into Minneapolis, y'all. Well, I'm basically showing y'all this to say, here's the confirmation. Because this isn't optics. This is infrastructure. States don't roll the National Guard in for vibes, y'all. They roll them in when the situation outgrows spin. Y'all saying what just took place out there in D.C.? Y'all saying? Y'all saying? This is the sound of control moving up the chain. Moving on up. And the second that happens, oh, y'all, I want you to watch who rushes in.
Hey, I'm here with Governor Tim Walz in Minnesota. We are so excited that we have 28 members of Congress from all over the country here to stand up with you, Governor. You have been such a strong champion to say that what is happening in Minnesota is absolutely not right. Tell us.
Well, Congresswoman, thank you. And to everybody out there across the country, thank you for standing with Minnesota. We're here today in beautiful, peaceful St. Paul, a place that we care for our neighbors, we care for everyone. This assault that we're seeing is traumatic. But what I keep telling Minnesotans, we're not alone in this fight. We're on the right side of justice, the right side of history. Please keep thinking of Minnesota. Send us your thoughts, prayers, and any help you can. And a huge thank you to members of Congress who are actually doing the job. In a few short months, this will be Madam Chair, and we'll start straightening this country out.
Let's do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Grateful.
Thank you. Hey, I'm here with Governor Tim Walz in Minnesota.
My God, Tim Walz, he looks like he's panicking, man. Here. But 28 Democrats fly in to defend Walz. Yeah, his back is against the walls. Timing matters, though. Federal presence increases, and suddenly Democrats arrive en masse. Not to audit, not to ask hard questions, but to defend. It's not leadership, y'all. If you ask me, that's a containment strategy. They feel the ground shifting up under them right now. But narratives don't collapse in hearings, y'all. They collapse when real life speaks. Listen.
Fuck you, piece of shit. So you think I collect welfare? Good job, bro. You know. Look at this fucking idiot right here. Say that again. Say that again. You're a fucking piece of shit, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here, piece of shit. 7 days a week, you motherfucker.
This is one of the 7 days. You're not at work.
Maybe I'm off today. Maybe I took the day off. How do you know? How do you know that? You assuming because I'm Somali?
I didn't say anything.
You fucking said that. I work it.
Oh, that last part was funny. I'm about to fast forward to that. He said, I work 7 days a week. He said, what a day.
This is one of the 7 days. You're not at work.
Maybe I'm off today. Maybe I took the day off. How do you know?
Oh my God, that was funny. Maybe I took this. This is why unscripted moments are lethal. No ideology, no framing, just logic walking into a lie. You can't workshop this, man. Can't spin that. Reality doesn't coordinate with these activists, y'all. And once you see moments like that, you start to see how the system allowed it.
It's done.
A packed room at the St. Paul Armory erupted after the governor's signature made driver's license for all the law of the land.
So we give driver's licenses to anyone here. You don't have to be a citizen. You don't have to, which is a photo ID. So if someone comes in, they register, they have the driver's license, but they have an incorrect social or no social or whatever. So then they become incomplete. But if they walk in to vote with their driver's license, does that make them all of a sudden now okay?
Mr. Linnell.
Madam Chair, so the designation on the roster for someone whose registration had been incomplete, if they present the election judge with that acceptable identification document, that would clear the challenge from the roster and they would be permitted to cast a ballot.
Would you look at this?
Well, okay, there's your problem potentially. So thank you.
So just to clarify, someone who is not a citizen but presents a driver's license at that point in the process could be permitted to vote.
Madam Chair, at the time of registration, as well as at the time of submitting a ballot, every voter is signing the attestation affirming their eligibility to vote, including that they meet all eligibility requirements, that they are a U.S. citizen.
Here's your answer. Policies built on trust with zero appetite for enforcement. So there's compassion shielded from scrutiny. And when consequences show up, they call enforcement cruelty. Come on, man. That's not governance. That's invasion right there. But even that doesn't explain the coordination until you follow the money.
Say it, but I think there's a lot of evidence here mounting that some of these people might not be out there for the good of Renee Good. Maybe they're out there because this is the best shot they have at employment.
Well, isn't it interesting that they're able to wear handkerchiefs and face coverings, but the ICE officers are not allowed to, and the ICE officers are ones that are actually being attacked? I find that very interesting. Of course, these protests are not organic. They are bankrolled by these large companies. We saw with Black Lives Matter. They are funded by global network foundations or something like that, which, by the way, Black Lives Matter, financially insolvent now because of all of the fraud and the waste, and they were buying mansions and stuff with this money. So for people who actually think that they're going out there and they're doing this for the greater good, the reality is they are not. Whether they are incentivized for money, for political reasons, or for whatever it is, people aren't necessarily going out of there. But I will tell you that some of the people out there kind of points to, when, I forget who said it, but they said they kind of look ridiculous out there. There are some people who are at home and they feel isolated and they watch these things online and then they are taken in by these big movements and they feel like they're actually a part of something, but they're actually a pawn.
Soros-linked funding. Yep, he's the one behind these protests, y'all. I'm going to read the caption that Eric wrote with it. Just in, evidence is mounting that Soros Foundation is funding the mass anti-protest. Some of them have even admitted to getting paid. Every freaking time. Soros needs to be banned from America and his financial activities cut off. So this isn't organic outrage, basically. It's funded, it's trained, and it's repeated city to city. The chaos makes sense. And once that pattern is visible, the law shows up. And guess what? They're not there to argue. They're there to, let's just say, close the door.
When we talk about using language and words, and let's go to Mike on this, it's really language and words that lead to action on the part of the agitators on the ground. When you're telling them to film, to track, and calling this an invasion, Mike, that comes pretty close to incitement. And one would think you get text messages and you get emails, and the story might actually get a lot spicier for them.
Yeah, under the Constitution, our U.S. Congress writes our immigration laws on behalf of the American people. Congress decides who gets to come and who has to go, and the president has a constitutional duty to enforce those federal immigration laws. That is the supreme law of the land, and these local governors, these local mayors cannot interfere with federal immigration enforcement. That is not only is it assault on federal law enforcement, you're looking at insurrection and seditious conspiracy, along with harboring, conspiracy in general, and many other serious federal felonies when you are inciting people to commit violent acts to physically obstruct federal law enforcement. So I would say to Governor Walz and to Mayor Fry, you better back down or you're going to end up in federal prison.
Whoop. Now, this is why it's way too late. When attorneys start naming statutes, it's not politics anymore. There's no slogan for this, no pivot. This is what happens when the narrative, when narrative control runs headfirst into federal law. The left didn't lose Minneapolis overnight. Democrats, they lost it when they mistook silence for submission and control for consent. That shift didn't denounce itself. It just happened. I said denounce. I meant to say announce. Oh well. If you caught the exact moment it turned, I want you to comment. I was going to say the turn. But let's put left turn. Just because. It's for me, not even for the algorithm anymore. Y'all be safe. Go check on a friend today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.